post it?
Yeah, I think last night or.
Oh, okay, that's why.
Oh, well, you know, I don't get a lot of traffic.
You don't?
No, no.
Well, you might after today.
I might. Yeah.
See if you see a spike in your website.
I'll tell you when I see a spike.
Okay.
I will post something new.
Yeah.
Change something on there, right away it goes up to 100 people on, right away.
Well, there you go. And you post a lot on my Facebook page. Boy, you've been on there a lot.
Well,
I go away for a day and I come back and you're still going on.
Well, I backed away from that because you kind of acted like you didn't like it, so I thought, well, okay.
It's not, you were always respectful, and that's the only time when somebody's not respectful that I have an issue with it. But.
So when's the meeting with Kathy?
I'm sorry, what?
When is Kathy's meeting? Like next week?
Kathy Antunes?
Yeah, she's doing something with Citizens for Responsible Government.
I'll see if I can find it. Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to the Nilon Report. My name's Susan Nilon in the studio of WSRQ Radio. And I got to let you know that tomorrow we have candidate Susan Chapman. She's going to be in our studios as well.
Unless the world ends.
Unless the no, I think it's going to end after the interview, right?
Yes, we have to wait.
So we can say whatever we want because nobody will around to yell at us.
It depends on what Susan says, whether
there
the
you
world
go.
will end.
There you go. So, all right, Pete, we asked during break, what is the one topic that you want to cover because we only have a few minutes left of the program. And you said the homeless. So what would you like to talk about?
Okay, in 2009, I was running for this seat, for the at-large seat. And someone asked then, I said, well, what about a tent city? And they go, oh my God, that's it, you know. But you know, we've got 40 acres right next to the license office.
Do you really think a tent city
is the
answer?
No, wait a minute. Hear me out.
Okay.
We've got some resources. We've got the Salvation Army, and we've got a variety of, sometimes the police arrest them, depending on what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But as an alternative to sleeping in the bushes, a tent is an improvement. And I would investigate getting...
Pete,
You're interrupting me.
All right, sorry, go ahead. You would investigate.
I would investigate getting the Army involved in it. We've got an Army installation right there. When the Army goes somewhere, they frequently pitch tents and live in the tents.
Yes, that's true.
Some of the tents are quite nice, actually, and it's not anything that our boys who are saving our lives from the people who would like to overrun us, our military uses those tents, and we could get maybe...
But why a tent? Why not?
How would a tent solve the long-term problem of homelessness?
It doesn't solve a long-term problem.
What does it solve?
It gets the people who are sleeping in the bushes an alternative. They either have to go to Salvation Army, which has some rules that...
Well, I would imagine a tent city would have rules.
It would, but it would be a secular environment. Some of these guys don't want to go where they have to pretend to be Christians. And, okay, so you've got, and you wouldn't have 40 acres of tents, but you'd put up a tent or two, and if that guy doesn't want to go to Salvation Army, and circumstances don't require him to go to jail, this would be another alternative, and it would be a volunteer opportunity for people who want to volunteer in this area, and also it would be something of
okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It would be something of an assignment possibility for reservists as well. Now, I was in the reserves myself, and we pretty much did everything the community wanted us to. I mean, we had all kinds of projects. And of course, that's nearly 50 years ago, but I don't think it's changed that much.
All right, Michael, I'm going to let you respond.
Well, I think that tent cities are a mistake. I think in Fort Lauderdale, when they tried that approach, several years ago, and in Miami, it backfired and led to significant problems. And from what I'm told of the experts, that is not the solution, even a temporary solution. I think it's we have designated shelters under state law. We have one that's empty 10 months of the year that can house thousands right over off of 12th Street that by state law says it shall be used as a shelter. Why we haven't used Ed Smith Stadium as a homeless shelter that has bathrooms, shower facilities, even minor food preparation facilities, I don't know. But it's in the law. We don't need to change anything. We just need to comply with state law. So do you favor using Ed Smith Stadium as a shelter, temporary?
Why isn't it being used?
I've never got an answer from anybody on that yet.
Okay, well,
I'm sure we can all speculate why it's
okay,
not.
well, you know who you have to ask.
Well, the Orioles are
No, you have to ask the county, because the
Right.
county controls that. Now, I'm talking about the city. What I would do if there's actually a problem. What you're suggesting is there's enough capacity that we don't even need the solution that I've proposed. Well, if we don't need it, then we don't have to do it.
So, but what do you propose to do to solve our homeless problem? I mean, that goes beyond finding them a place to sleep at night.
There's no solution to that. The police have identified two types of homeless: the people who are down on their luck and the people who prefer that lifestyle. Now, the people who prefer that lifestyle will always choose it, and people will periodically be down on their luck and simply won't know what the alternatives are. Now, the people who are down on their luck are much easier to serve because, as Michael says, there are resources, and I'm certainly displeased with the Orioles and the county for not doing that, considering it's state law. But of course,
Well, they don't even let the citizens use the stadium, other than
even minor league
even
kids.
minor league kids. So I wouldn't expect them to let the homeless either.
Well,
So.
in fairness, they've made a couple of exceptions, but they ran into
Yeah,
huge
wow.
problems, and they displaced them from Twin Lakes Park.
Let's not talk about the
Yeah.
Little League lockout that I
Yeah.
covered that I covered last year. So, but the point is, Pete, it's more than just finding them a home. And with tents, then the question is, do you feed them? Do you provide them with other services? And then if you're doing that, then why don't you just provide a structure that and because in a community like Sarasota, where the weather is extremely important, the last thing you want to do is house people in a tent.
Costa Rica.
Mm-hmm.
Squatters.
Sure. Why would they? Yeah.
okay, I'm not talking about making this long-term thing. I'm talking about the guy who's sleeping in the bushes,
Yeah.
and that's unacceptable.
It is a
He has
long-term
to.
thing,
He has
though,
to
Pete.
go. Well,
It is-
not for the
our
not for the
homeless
same
problem is a
person.
long-term
Yeah, I
thing.
know it, but they're going to find a solution to the people, or they're going to identify the person as a hard case. Sooner or later, he's going to violate the law, and then he goes to jail. So it's going to be kind of like a no, really. I mean, if he's
We're
violating
just gonna
the
wait
law.
him out until he breaks the
No,
law.
no,
then
no,
it becomes
but they
somebody
do.
else's problem.
But they do.
All right,
And
Pete.
yeah.
We're running out of time, and I want you to give your website out so people can check you out online.
Okay, my website is elect-Theisen.com.
All right, Pete. Thanks very much for coming in, and I'll have you back in once again before the election up in March. And Michael Barfield, as always, will I be seeing you tomorrow too, as well?
You will.
All right, tomorrow with Susan Chapman. You're listening to the Nilon Report on WSRQ, and Dennis Miller is up next. Everyone have a safe drive home. Well, that was good.
Find out why Susan did that out of sunshine deal for Benderson. I mean,
What do
I
you
have
mean?
some-
well, there's supposed to be a request for proposals, and that wasn't done.
But
And
how
you-
did Susan Chapman? You mean
Well-
Susan Atwell?
yeah, Susan Howell, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
okay. No,
Yeah.
that's
It
okay.
never went to the planning board.
No.
It never went to the planning board.
No.
No.
Well, yeah, okay, well, see, that needs,
I have other issues for Susan, but
no, I didn't mean Susan Chapman, I meant.
That's
Susan
okay.
Howell.
I just wanted to clarify.
All right.